The world is watching as high-stakes negotiations unfold over a 3-page plan that could decide the fate of an entire conflict between the United States and Iran. At the center of the talks, an extraordinary exchange. According to Axios, citing multiple officials, the United States is considering releasing around $20 billion in frozen Iranian assets in return for Iran surrendering its stockpile of enriched uranium. A deal of this scale would not just end a war, it would redraw the balance of power in the region overnight. Behind closed doors, the urgency is unmistakable. Washington's top priority is preventing Iran from retaining access to nearly 2,000 kilograms of enriched uranium, including hundreds of kilograms enriched to near weapons-grade levels. For the U.S., the red line is clear: no nuclear breakout capability. For Iran, however, the demand is equally blunt: relief from sanctions and access to desperately needed funds. Early proposals reportedly started much lower, with discussions of $6 billion earmarked for humanitarian goods. Iran countered with demands as high as $27 billion. The current figure under discussion, $20 billion, now sits at the center of a tense diplomatic balance sheet. But money is only part of the equation. The fate of Iran's nuclear material remains deeply contested. Washington has pushed for full removal of enriched uranium out of Iran. Tehran, however, has resisted, agreeing only to partial downblending within its borders. A compromise now being explored involves shipping some material to a third country while placing the rest under strict international monitoring. Even more contentious is the question of enrichment itself. The draft agreement reportedly includes a voluntary moratorium, with the United States pushing for a 20-year freeze, while Iran has only been willing to consider 5. The proposed memorandum also outlines restrictions on nuclear infrastructure, requiring facilities to remain above ground and limiting Iran's nuclear activity to peaceful research reactors producing medical isotopes. At the same time, broader geopolitical issues loom in the background, from the Strait of Hormuz to regional security dynamics, though major gaps remain unresolved. Mediation efforts are being led by Pakistan, with support from Egypt and Turkey, while Saudi Arabia joins discussions on the sidelines. A second round of talks is expected to take place in Islamabad once again, as negotiators race against time and political pressure. U.S. President Donald Trump has described the talks as very close, warning that failure could mean a return to conflict. Others remain far more cautious, noting that the gaps between both sides are still significant.
Are you considering extending the ceasefire with Iran?
With who?
With Iran.
We're doing very well, I can tell you. Maybe it'll happen before that. I'm not sure it needs to be extended. Just so you know, Iran wants to make a deal, and we're dealing very nicely with them. We've got to have no nuclear weapons. If we do, that's a big factor. And they're willing to do things today that they weren't willing to do 2 months ago.
Do you have any news about Ukraine? Do you have any news regarding everything in Ukraine?
Will Hezbollah stick to the peace fight? Are you confident?
I think they will. I think it's going to be, actually it's very exciting because it's 48 years. We're going to be meeting with Bibi Netanyahu, as you know, and the president of Lebanon. And I had a great talk with both of them today. They're going to be having a ceasefire, and that'll include Hezbollah. And I think it could be number 10 for me.
If there's no deal, would you be willing to extend the ceasefire, or will the fighting resume, Mr. President?
I would say the fighting. If there's no deal, fighting resume.
Oh, just for clarity, you're willing to extend the ceasefire?
So we'll see. I don't know that will happen. Ideally, we will, but if I needed to, I would.
The people lost the thought.
Very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bomber. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive.
Would you go to Pakistan to seal the deal yourself?
I would go to Pakistan, yeah. Pakistan has been great. They've been so good. Islamabad, I might go. Yeah. If the deal is signed in Islamabad, I might go. The field marshal has been great. The prime minister has been really great in Pakistan. So I might go. They want me. It's very exciting. With Lebanon, it's very exciting. I think we're going to have a deal. We're going to have a meeting, first time in 44 years. And Lebanon will be meeting with Israel, and they're probably going to do it at the White House.
When do you President, when do you think they would?
Over the next week or two.
Or the next week, and do you think this agreement can breathe?
I do. I think we will have an agreement between Lebanon, and they're going to take care of Hezbollah. But they're going to be working on Hezbollah right now. But we'll have an agreement between Israel, very importantly, and Lebanon.
Will you support our Lebanese army as well?
I would. Yeah.
Iran is going to.
Yeah, I would.
Iran's going to execute.
Has Hezbollah agreed to the ceasefire?
They're all agreeing. It's a very nice little package for about a week. And we're not going to have lots of bombs dropping. And we're going to see if we can make peace between Lebanon and Israel. So we just made a deal with Lebanon. As of 2 hours from now, we have a ceasefire with Israel and Lebanon. And that'll be great. And they'll be meeting, probably coming to the White House over the next 4 or 5 days. And that'll be the first time they've met in 44 years, which is pretty unneighborly, considering they're neighbors. But there's a really good chance that that'll work out with Lebanon and Israel. I met with, through the telephone, with the president of Lebanon, who's a really good guy, highly respected, and with Bibi. And I think there's a chance we'll be meeting right here in the not too distant.
Israel and Lebanon have tried to make peace before. What's going to be the difference this time?
Big. I'm the big difference. Big.